Now, it's my privilege to introduce to you a person who's been working tirelessly to develop a program that equips first responders with tools to help those on the autism spectrum. His name is Bill Cassel. Bill is going to share a program with you about the autism sensory kits. So please welcome my friend, fellow Wheat Ridge optimist, and childhood health and wellness chair, Bill Cassel.
Well, thank you, Tony. We started a program in Wheat Ridge, and I sit up a lot at night watching YouTube videos of old rock and roll songs, and ran across a volunteer firefighter in New England that was building autism sensory kits for their fire engines. And it caught my attention, not so much because of the autism factor, but more of the firefighters and first responders, as my family, my dad and my two brothers and myself all served in Wheat Ridge and Arvada. And a couple things before I get into the presentation is, number one, if you have a pencil, write down $27.20, okay? Because I'm going to come back to that at the end of the presentation. I do want to apologize for the mask, but working 48 years for local governments, IT is pounded in my head. I could get a virus from the internet, so that's where I'm at. So, Kurt, if you could bring the program up, we'll get started. Okay, the Autism Sensory Kit project was started by the Wheat Ridge Club, and one of the things I've noticed from the previous presenters is the wealth of information that is on the OI website. They have got individual club tags now and everything. And in putting our program together, we came up with a tag that we're a small service club making a large impact in the community since 1957. And as Chris mentioned, we'd lost one of our last remaining founder of the club just last week. So you want to go forward, please? So if you look up childhood health and wellness, this whole thing has changed, but autism is one of the disabilities that makes it an official OI project. And the more we got into this thing, the more that it has grown. I've learned so much about autism that it's almost embarrassing. But we've had speakers at our club, and we had people crying more than some of the men in the club before the Broncos lost the last Super Bowl. So it is a hit on everybody, but it is a program, and we found in fundraising that it's just unbelievable what people are doing out there. So, Kurt. So I was a member of the founding member of the Edgewater Club, and I know that past Governor Phil and past Governor Tony and Terry, when she was Lieutenant Governor, did everything they could. We keep that darn club together, but it just didn't work out. So I came home to the Wheat Ridge Club. I'm a past president there and have been a member for a while. I was looking for another approach to connect child's needs that wasn't what everybody else was doing. And the idea came up from this firefighter in New England, and I took it to the club and we started working with it. Forward, please. So for research and development, I just jumped on the OI website for, the member resources and everything. And one of the talk about the overall process we're having with COVID and stuff. I happened to pick the time that the club was, or the OI was changing its website. So it seemed like every time I went back to it, I had to go to a different place. But once we selected the autism topic, we went through a review of medical findings, clinical research, existing support groups here in Colorado, first responder links, and then getting down to the families and teachers and caregivers so we could come up with a business plan to present to the club. And it took a while, but the initial response was to help out the first responders. Kurt? So what we did is we looked at the needs and the material, and we, being with the government, we had to come up with a chart. You know, that's how they do things. The clinical piece is doctors, researchers, and specialists, and what's out there and the changes. And I know Jesse's going to talk a little bit about this in a little bit. First responders, we targeted police, fire, and EMS, and then the personal touch of dealing with family members who have children in the autistic programs, and teachers and caregivers, and that was a personal touch. And we put everything together that we felt would help with this emergency kit, and we came up with an autism sensor kit. Kurt? So I'm the project coordinator, and I've been with Optimist Club for about 20 years, and it's just something that hit my heart. And the deeper I got into it, the more people I talked to, the more autism seemed to be the place to go. Forward, please. So part of our kit is we came up with marketing, and it's interesting that we have the jigsaw puzzles, because that is the official mark of autism. And we made it as a community project for the Wheat Ridge Club, targeting our local first responders. Wheat Ridge is divided by 2 separate fire departments and neighboring 4 police departments. And on the back side of the card, we included the Optimist Creed. And we, instead of asking for donations, we were asking for sponsorships. And this is the card that we had planned to put out, but with COVID, we'd lost every one of our public fundraising events. The community festival in Wheat Ridge, and the wine tasting, and our pancake supper. I chalked a deal up with the city of Edgewater. They have a music and market, farmers market, every Thursday night. That was canceled. We were working with the Jefferson County Library System to do a bicycle safety program. That was canceled. So we had 1,000 of these cards sitting around and trying to figure out, what we could do with them. Forward, please. So this is the sensory kit. What's made up with it? It's a string backpack. The 2 most important pieces are on the left that we found with our research. Sound dampening ear covers, because loud noises really affect them. A snuggle blanket. We really wanted to try to get weighted blankets, but those things are so darn expensive. Each kit has a stress ball and a silicone bracelet, rubberized sunglasses so they don't break and injure the child, variety of fidget toys, a doodle board with a dry erase marker. And we found that the doodle board, the cheapest we could find through teacher supply stores, is about $6 a piece. And somebody suggested that on the team that we go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a 4x8 sheet of white paneling, and we were able to build the board and the dry erase pen for 87 cents. So it really helps us, cut down on the cost. You'll notice the sensory kit, the little card on the left is a sponsor card. And on the back side of that, our sponsors, we use their first name. Well, you'll see it on the right. It was covered by my screen here, but the first name of the people that sponsored it. Our first batch of sponsorships went out just with club members. And that's the piece that you'll see up in the corner at the top of the bag. Sponsor recognition. The Lake Arbor Club sponsored 20 kits, which they paid forward to the Arvada Fire Department, which was very kind of them. And they're the first fire department that we had that used the kits. Forward, please. So where we are with the locations right now is the Wheat Ridge Police Department has them in their supervisors' cars. Lake Arbor Optimist Club forwarded to the Arvada Fire. We've put some in the Family Trees Women's and Children's Homeless Shelter out in Aurora. Colorado State Firefighters Foundation is mostly made up of the volunteer fire departments as compared to the professional firefighters that are unionized and paid. The Firefighters Foundation has 110 agencies throughout Colorado, and they came out with a $2,000 check last year and just renewed that with a second $2,000 check this year. And then we have them in the rec center at the city of Edgewater to help with kids that may be in a babysitting program or something like that that would have a breakdown. Forward, please. So the project funding, the Wheat Ridge Optimist Club gave us a startup donation. We received a $500 grant from Optimist International. The Lake Arbor Club, like I said, sponsored 20 kits. Kim Gressel cash threw a amount of money at me at the meeting at Lake Arbor Club. And then she had 150 stress balls that were sitting around from her husband's business in the garage, and donated those, and that helped because they're about a dollar a piece, you know, buying them bulk. And then the Colorado State Firefighters Foundation with their generous donation. And also the president of CSFFF is a member of the Wheat Ridge Club. So all of our marketing programs for 2020 were canceled. Edgewater has a community picnic that they have fireworks just for their community, the pancake supper, weekly market, and as I mentioned before that, and just getting out where we could meet the public. And we had to look outside the box of ways to get this information out. So we had to have help putting these kits together, and one of our FOO members in Wheat Ridge, Janae Cordray, is a adult leader with the Boy Scout troop, and says, you know, maybe we can help you guys. Each kit has 23 individual pieces. We have had 322 kits that have been completed, that are either out or getting ready to go out, and that's 7,000 pieces, over 7,000 pieces. We've have another 150 kits on order, which is another 3,400 pieces. So as you can see, it's nice to have all of this, and what was great was the Boy Scout troop. We're also working with some groups of businesses to have a packing party some night just for working within their employees to help us out. So during the Boy Scout troop, you know, packing the first 100 kits, Janae called me and said that one of the scouts was autistic and wanted to know if he could, if she could give him one of the kits with his family. And his name happened to be Noah. He's 15 years old. He's been autistic in the spectrum since he was about 3 years old. And right after that, Janae got Noah's mom to speak to our club about what she goes through. She's a special education teacher in Jeffco schools, and part of her job is to work with fellow students to let them understand what autism is and what they can expect from any student that might have it. And at the end of her presentation, half the members in our club were in tears. She was in tears. It just was one of those moments that helped build the program. So after 1 year of operation, we're looking for affordable ways to work and add to the kits. The kits are built so that the bag itself is 17 inches by 15 inches. And the thickest part of the kit is the earmuffs that makes it about 3.5 inches wide, so that we are able to put it in ambulances and fire engines and things like that. So we're also looking at finding a deal on weighted blankets. They're so darn expensive. We're currently working with the local fire department to get a federal highway grant to get autism seatbelt covers that would be part of the kit, so that God forbid there's an accident and the parents are incapacitated, the first responders would know automatically that the child is in the spectrum. And we've created the new name of Noah's Ark Autism Rescue Kit. And what we're in the process of doing is creating a PowerPoint that we can share with other clubs as a turnkey operation. You know, they can buy the outfits or the pieces and put it together as a club project, or that we can work together and get a larger discount by working it through our program. So this is Noah. As you can see, he is a Boy Scout working on his life merit badge. Kim and her husband Ty have agreed to let us use Noah's features for the kits and the marketing, and his name. Again, no last name at this point. The better reflects the kit in the use for it, and you'll notice the original content of and name was just autism, and it is this too, because what we found that the term spectrum, although it is clinical, has not really reached the majority of the first responders. So we want to make sure that it's you know, worthwhile. The drawing on the right will be used in our marketing, and this is the same lady in Fort Collins that's worked on Tony's and Governor Terry's logos when they were running the show here. So we're going to continue with first responders, but what we have found is people that are new to the spectrum, families. And we're working with the schools and special ed in the schools to, and then physicians to offer this kit to them to be one less thing that they have to worry about. We're looking for additional partners. We would like to, Tony started this and Terry's continuing to enlarge the program through Colorado-Wyoming District, and then share with the OI worldwide group and see if, you know, it's something that's relatively simple. I want to share with you the little drawing of the boat. This is our official logo. You are the first to see this outside of about 3 optimists in the Wheat Ridge Club. It's called, you know, Noah's Ark Autism Rescue Kit. And it kind of says more what we're doing and what we're doing. If you're interested in donating, contributing, or sponsoring, you can get a hold of me, and my information is in the district notebook. I do want to say that our first large fundraiser means it's outside. I think we can get away with it, but I've negotiated with a craft brewer in Edgewater who was instrumental in getting us putting a giving tree in there. And April is National Autism Month, and they are doing a special brew of 10 kegs of beer for us, that we will get a percentage of every pint that is sold. And 10 kegs equals about 2,500 pints. So that will give us a shot. What's really interesting with that I learned, and every day I go out, I learn something new, that the owner's aunt works for a project down in South Metro area. It's called the Stepping Stone. And she places children on the autism spectrum to do things, a job. And they will be putting whatever kits we get together here out of this. The actual autistic children will be putting the kits together for us. So if you're interested in getting a PowerPoint, means we're with Zoom, we'll be ready to come and talk to your club and go from there. So I want to thank everybody, especially the team in Wheat Ridge, the board of directors for the club, the members. The program team is Mike Cunningham, who is our immediate past president, Tony, Jack Chisholm, current president, Janae, who is the scout leader, and then Kim and Ty, the parents of Noah. Boy Scout troop, spent some time with Jesse, and he's got some interesting things to say. And I can't say enough, if you got time to go visit what he's doing down there. And we're just going to move forward with it and hopefully make it successful. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bill. I can tell you that